Getting into 2020, Meelz. Talking about Dragon Ball.
This is true. Welcome. Wow, we just lost our guest.
Oh, wait, what happened?
He just disappeared. As soon as it went live, he disappeared.
He was like,
That's
hold on, 2020.
That's fine. Well, with that said, I mean, he's back now, so we got it all under control.
Funny.
Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 47 of the Lookout Podcast. I am Meelz. I am here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff. And we are joined here by the God, man. One half of RAOP, podcast, Devin. The first time we've ever been on a podcast together, and I'm feeling really good about
it. I'm happy to be on here, man. I'm ready to do it.
How you been, man? How's everything?
Everything's great, man. We just did the show in Miami. Had a good crowd come out for the 5th anniversary of the show. It was lit, man. Niggas in Miami look different. I can say the least.
How so? Like,
I said, because for everything that was going on, like the atmosphere, they was like, well, if you think it's like this on a Saturday, you should see it on a Tuesday. I'm like, y'all party on Tuesday? I be in my bed watching Netflix on Tuesdays. Y'all be partying.
Oh my God. Yeah, we heard the entire of all the shenanigans, what happened. I think Mark, and I think Amp was on RSPN this week. Actually, he was on RSPN this week because I definitely listened to it yesterday. So we heard all from that. And any remaining shenanigans from Cyrus, who also showed up. But yeah, man, first of all, congratulations on 5 years in that live show, man. Congratulations. And for everything you guys are doing, including like reviewing OnlyFans and like all the other incredible content that you guys are putting out on your Patreon. So like congratulations to you just in general.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate it a lot.
Awesome.
Man.
So before we get started, what we like to do, especially when we have a first time guest, and we like to get everyone's kind of backstory on like how they got into Dragon Ball or how they get into anime or kind of their whole sort of, ordeal of like how they got introduced to actually like the Dragon Ball as it is. Because we all have similar stories. I know Jeff and I do because we're about the same age and we have like similar stories about like, yo, Tsunami, whatever.
Yeah,
just that time period.
The OG, yeah.
But like, so what's your earliest memories of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT, and how did you get into it?
Okay, the first episode of Dragon Ball Z that I got into was it was an episode. It was actually by mistake. Actually, like I was just watching Toonami one day after school, and all of a sudden I saw like the episode when Piccolo had just took Gohan, and he was walking with his tail. He learned to use his tail, and he had on the Goku's gi when he had the sword, and he was
right.
Yeah, he was learning how to actually. No, I take it back. Yeah, he was learning how to walk without his tail because it keeps their balance.
Right.
That was the episode I first saw, and after that, I just got hooked. I was hooked after that, man. And then I started going back and watching the old school Dragon Ball episodes, buying all the movies. I was fully invested, man.
Oh my God, what's your favorite movie? Do you have one? Because we haven't gone over a lot of movies on this podcast.
We still have to. Yeah.
Yeah, we intend to, but we haven't. What's your favorite movie?
Well, honestly, all those Dragon Ball movies was shitty, but I have to say, hands down, my favorite is BoJack Unbound. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Like, that's my number one. That's the one that made the most sense at the time. That's the one that made the most sense.
No, yeah, they definitely do some weird stuff, trying to like, is this canon? Is this not? Is it just for fun?
I was always confused. I'm just now starting not to get confused with the whole Broly movement that they're doing. That's the only one that has not confused me. Like, okay, it is canon. Okay.
Yeah. They definitely got it. I feel like they heard all of our complaints about past movies making that one.
Yeah. Some of those movies kind of a doorstep holder.
Yeah, they kind of pretty much. Yeah, they kind of retconned everything pretty much. I mean, Broly wasn't canon before. Then they included like, oh, this could probably make us a bunch of money. Let's make a whole feature-length movie about it. And now, because it is, now there's another new Saiyan that at any time they could introduce, even though they're not. Because if you're reading the manga, it's like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
I have no idea what's going on with the manga. I mean, I'm reading it every month, but it's just like, when are they gonna?
We're biding time. We're in big. This feels like an arc within an arc.
That manga is. It worries me for when the anime comes back, because I was telling Meelz that when we start, reviewing the new episodes whenever they come, I feel like it's gonna, just how the manga is. It's like, unless they're cutting a lot or they're shortening, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be long.
I wish they like leave a lot of good material in there, but I know knowing their history with Akira Toriyama and his drunk ass, knowing that it's not gonna be better than the manga. I can already see that now. From previous shit.
I think you can expect more filler than you ever gonna get in the manga. Like a lot of conversations that you probably are definitely not in the manga, but they're gonna have a whole episode about. Probably some maybe the first 3 episodes when it comes back are just gonna be like some silly filler, shit that they normally do because that's Akira Toriyama's steez. But we're all waiting for this to come. Even though it's like, damn, this is taking so long, and we're going through the manga, and it's like, damn, Piccolo really is kind of trash. Or at least they hate him. I don't know why, but they just do.
It's wild because he's actually Akira Toriyama's favorite character, but he shits on him so much. Like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
He's your favorite character?
Listen, every time Piccolo is de facto leader at some point in this episode, whether the androids are there, whether it's when Goku hasn't shown up yet, most times it's when Goku hasn't shown up yet. Something bad happens to somebody every time. Oh my god, it's so crazy. Are there any other animes that you're watching or mangas that you're reading or anything else?
Currently, manga wise, One Punch Man. I stay dead deep on that series. I go back and forth with it. My Hero Academia manga. I kind of hate how it's drawn, honestly, in the manga. I can't really do the drawings in the manga, but I do watch the show religiously.
Of course.
I'm starting to get into 7 Deadly Sins. My brothers just got me into it because I'm old school. I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu.
I still watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu, one of the goats. One of the goats. Yeah.
Yeah, I go back and watch it often. And
they're dropping a redesign too.
I keep hearing that it's supposed to drop last year.
It's coming, man. You know how it is.
Right. These damn anime studios nowadays. I tell you. What else? I'm back and forth also. Anime wise with One Piece because it's long as fuck, so it's like oh my gosh. And then for some reason a couple months ago I just kept myself going back watching the old Gundam Wing episodes with Hiro Yui and all those guys.
Yeah.
I found myself
it's weird. I never liked how those were drawn.
Really?
Yeah, I like Gundam. Gundam's like a fucking soap opera though. So you got to be really in it.
It really is. Soap opera. It's funny you say that because that's what I always saw.
That's what it is, dude. Opera, it really is.
It's a lot of killing. It's a lot of killing at the same time. It's definitely a soap opera.
Yeah.
Yo, we gotta get you. I mean, if you haven't already with the Demon Slayer, this is the most popular. Demon Slayer is one of the most popular things out right now.
I tried to watch that. Really I really did. I tried to get into it. And I was like, man. Just
get to mid season.
Okay, I'll try to do that.
I'm telling you,
try it, man.
For real, just try it, bro. Straight up.
It's really good. Both of us wouldn't be religiously recommending it. It is on the top of our list currently right now. I mean, the first season's over, so it's you can binge the entire thing at this point. I think they're airing it on Toonami now in English. So I wouldn't recommend that first. I'll probably recommend sub first.
Yeah, but I'm good on English dubs at this point.
It's tough for me too.
The last good English dub that I actually watched has got to be what is it? Honestly, Naruto Shippuden English dub. If I get bored, I go back and watch the English dub if I want to speed through shit and I want to read. But I was like, you know what? I'm good on this too, man. I'm good. I don't want this.
That's great because I feel I generally agree with you in some points, and now I'm beginning to see what people say about why they prefer subs over dubs. Personally, personally, if we go long-term thing, I don't care. One is for convenience, obviously. Sometimes the voices and the music definitely does take away from the actual intensity of the story. I know with Hunter x Hunter, it's kind of like that.
Well, they I feel like sometimes English dialogue is they just simplify it and they make it goofy. And when I watch it in Japanese or I'm reading subtitles, I don't miss anything. And so there's even points where the dialogue in Dragon Ball Z is when you watch the dub, it's they'll say something that it doesn't even sound as cool as what they said in Japanese, what they're actually saying.
My first instance with that was when I was reading the Naruto Shippuden manga, and it was the scene where Shikamaru had trapped what the guy's name from the Akatsuki? Hedon. He had trapped him in. He had trapped Hedon in that hole, and the scene was like before Shikamaru lit all those paper bombs. He lit the cigarette, and the ghost of Asuma had a cigarette in his mouth. And no, Shikamaru had the cigarette in his mouth, and he lit it. In the anime, it was Shikamaru holding the lighter, and Asuma smoked it. The ghost of Asuma smoked it, and I was like,
and you're like, why? Yeah, like why'd you? Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Like, I like Shikamaru smoking the cigarette way better in the manga. Like I was hoping they would show that.
I think the first instance I remember where I was like, this dub ain't right. It was probably even as a kid. So this is like going way, way back. Is Digimon, because I was like,
oh, okay.
Not that it's not but I was just like, ain't no way they saying all this stupid stuff. Like all the and the lip flaps don't even match up with
goofy. It's goofy. They you could tell they like made it. What was that? That was a Fox show.
They made it for like really like, oh, these are for kids specifically between.
It was Fox, wasn't it? Was that Fox?
13. It was on Fox for sure.
Yeah, Fox definitely were like, let's goofy this shit up. Like,
yeah.
If you ever watch Digimon sub, it kind of hits like a real anime sometimes. Like,
yeah, I was actually watching a review on like the past series on Digimon, and I was like, well, that's one of the points they brought up. It's like, well, the English dub says goofy stuff, but the Japanese version says way more like it detailed deep shit. And I'm like, well, that's true, because with Digimon, I was introduced to the American version before the Japanese version, and I actually like the American version better. Not just saying because I was introduced to it first, but going back and actually watching the sub version, I'm like, I kind of like the American version better, like better music and shit. They made it same thing with Dragon Ball Z, the Bruce Faulkner soundtrack he added to it. I like that better than the Japanese. I like some of the Japanese stuff, but most of the fights with Vegeta and all them, when they use the Bruce Faulkner soundtrack, I like this better.
Yeah, nah, it definitely 100% makes a difference. Like so crazy. With that said, we should probably start what we're going to talk about on this episode. Which is we're continuing the Saiyan Saga, recapping all of this. The last time we got up, like we said, actually it wasn't really Nappa that killed everybody. Everyone kind of, I think Nappa killed one person, and everyone died from various circumstances.
They died because they sucked.
They were kind of Nappa induced.
I think they were just tired. Fuck.
Goku's still not here. Forget this shit.
Yeah, Goku's clearly not coming.
Speaking of, I mean, last night I went to there's this kind of nerd comic book store called Forbidden Planet in New York City, very, very popular. And I did discover that manga. I think I definitely posted it on my Twitter. The Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know this exists.
Oh,
I didn't buy it because I found it on Viz. No, I didn't.
Oh, you found it on
Viz? I read
Viz?
that series like last year. It's a good series.
You should have bought it, bro.
It's when that kid plays that video game and get trapped in Yamcha's body, right?
Apparently so. Like I'm
just goofy as hell.
But
dude,
I might have to buy it.
Awesome, like that. If you'll see Yamcha in a whole new light. That series is fucking awesome, dude. Like they really, I feel like they really like put Yamcha on the back burner, but that series brought it back for me.
Listen, they needed to give Yamcha something because he is forever. The infamous moment of him in that crater is just going to be remembered for the rest of time.
And people don't even
in
go
ahead.
And people don't even bring up the fact that he did help defeat the Ginyu Force when he was dead. Like, come on, man.
Hey, I mean,
it's like, you dead. That don't count.
Yeah, they was dead. I don't even know. I can't even remember if that was filler or not. That wasn't filler, was it?
It was kind of filler. It was like filler between like, okay, we're trying to get the Dragon Balls before Frieza comes, and then actually no, it probably might have been after that. No, it was probably that we're trying to find the Dragon Balls before Frieza, and I think that intensity of all that, like that chase of that entire, the Frieza saga thing, and they just wanted to throw in something light and funny. So they did that battle. I love that one, man.
I love that battle too. Like, see the side characters get their shine. Yeah, that was before the Saiyan took completely over.
Listen, they'd already at that point taken over, man. There's So these series of episodes that we're talking about pretty much, the episodes from when Goku returns, and then we're gonna probably cap off when Vegeta gets his tail cut off and everything he realizes fully that everything is going awry in the worst way. But like these episodes to me, I was just talking about it with Jeff. Like these are the kind of episodes that I don't think. These are the episodes where you can mark that this becomes like fully Dragon Ball Z, and this isn't just like a full spin-off of Dragon Ball anymore, because everything becomes so much more larger and so much more intense and way more different than the martial arts-esque like adventure kind of theme that Dragon Ball was.
See, you can tell you're a true fan because only the true fans will notice that. Like from Dragon Ball, the separation between Dragon Ball, which was all like funny and like ha ha ha. I mean, you had a little
some
bit
stakes,
of
some stakes.
It was some stakes, but this shit was like, damn, every episode somebody getting clapped. Like, damn.
See, it's important. I feel like Vegeta versus Goku, it laid down the foundation of what Z is going to be. The powering up, the big hits, the holding the stomachs, the beams, like all that shit is the
beams are the biggest part, man.
Yeah, because we saw so much of it and we realized, oh, this is what it's about now. This is kind of the direction, and I think that's what they kind of started doing with Super at the end. There is defining the new generation of what the show is. Rather now I feel like they're more into technique in Super. This is more Z is power level and key and all that shit. So the Vegeta versus Goku is extremely important because it sets the grounds on what this series is going to be. So
what I liked about every fight from that point on is like you didn't know if Goku was gonna win. Really, you got these strong random ass people. He was like, man, I don't know. He looked kind of vicious. Y'all saw what he did to Nappa? Oh my God. Jesus.
I mean, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because Goku arrives, one of the smoothest arrivals. It's like a mix between like he comes in like a mix between like I don't know, like a mix between Jesus, like Omarion with the smoothness, and then like friggin' as intense as like Goldberg and like all these. He's like a mixture of so many different things when he arrives because he kind of it's like an emphatic return, but also like the most calmest, smoothest, finesse ass shit that we've ever seen ever.
He was confident. He was extremely confident.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
He is the only person. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you was right. He's the only person that was literally alive at this point that could hold.
Yeah. He's the only person who's afforded the opportunity to be able to do this kind of shit anyway. Like Vegeta is never going to return in a smooth fashion and be like, yo, I'm saving shit.
I got a question for you guys.
Sure.
It's something that always bothered me about that scene when Goku goes to the Z Fighters. Mm-hmm. Would it have been faster for him to fly, or is Nimbus just
we actually talked about this a little bit last week. I have no idea why he made the decision to grab Nimbus. It looked like because remember Nimbus ended up saving Gohan. Yeah. So maybe he just used Nimbus as like a tool. Maybe that's why he brought him. I don't know, man.
But his ass was already fast, and he had the Kaioken. So
no, he just ran through Snake Way, in like an hour. So,
I feel like. But here's what I feel. I feel like he didn't want to expend any more energy because at the time, going through the entire Snake Way thing, he had to take a sensu bean all after the fact because he was like, "Yo, I'm like spent from just going back, like trying to do this as quick as possible." The man is like zooming,
and
so he was just like
he was going into this fight blind because he didn't know who these guys were. So he probably wanted to save his energy.
He was just like, yo, I don't know who these guys are, but it's one of the smoothest like arrivals. He comes up, like the Nimbus saves Gohan. He's there talking to Krillin, not even paying attention to this giant guy behind him.
No, the unawareness of who was there was the coolest shit to me because he didn't even at that point. He was just trying to make sure his homies were good. It wasn't really about like Nappa and Vegeta at that point in time.
Like, okay, this nigga clearly has gotten very strong.
As soon as he sees all those dead bodies,
right.
He's like, all right, y'all niggas killing my homies. Like,
he's like, damn, I reached here too late. That would have been my first thought.
I was like, yeah, that was my first thought. Like, damn.
No, that's not what he thought. He said that he's like, All right, I figured so.
Yeah,
Y'all couldn't hold on for 30 more minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
you're looking at Yamcha, he's like, this
first.
nigga super
30,
dead.
and you know what's crazy? They even gave him 3 hours to get there on top of that. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Goku, what the hell?
Damn.
You
Yamcha
tried,
body's smelling right now. Yeah.
You tried, man.
Imagine just waiting on Goku. Like, the Saiyans giving you 3 hours. You anticipate, like, man, I don't even know if he'll show up. Like, bro, what the hell going on? With no communication at that time. So it's like, shit.
The running gag through Z is they're always waiting on Goku for something.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
Every arc, we're waiting on Goku.
Goku's definitely a black man. I mean, there's too many factors, man. He's a black guy.
Oh my god. Goku versus Nappa is one of the most disrespectful battles I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, still.
Definitely.
Just from a standpoint of like, obviously, one is you find out that Goku, Nappa, who is just given like these 5 fighters, the hardest time on Earth. People have died trying to beat him. People have died in his way. And then Goku shows up. Goku's standing on his head.
He stood on his damn head. He should have shot Goku after that. You're not gonna stand on my head in the middle of this fucking fight.
It's so disrespectful.
Right.
It's like it's like the worst version of the Psycho Crusher from M. Bison. Like he's like legitimately standing on his head, and it's just like posing. By the way, posing.
Yeah.
And Nep was like, "What is going on?" And he can't fathom it. He can't even like come to. He at no point in this because, and I think it's the same thing that eventually happens to Vegeta as well as we go through these episodes. But he's so kind of used to being unequaled when he shows up on these planets and begin to conquer things, that like just the fact that someone is so insanely getting the best of him, he just can't even like fathom it or like, you know, process this entire thing. Like a man is standing on his head and he's just like, yo, what?
He definitely had a lot of veins popping out his head during that fight. I'm talking about like rupturing veins popping out his head.
This entire fight brings you one of the earliest kind of memes when it comes to Dragon Ball. It is it's over 9,000.
Yeah,
for sure.
Legendary.
I for the first time look. I mean, I was on the internet when it was a thing, so I get it. I remember. Just remember it.
I remember this one.
For the first time last night.
The account?
No, I don't. So the first time last night, I actually looked it up. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, like, if you like tweeted anything like with 9,000 in it, there was always this account.
Oh,
like it was a Nappa account.
9,000 account.
And it would like tweet you.
Yeah, I remember that. I used to tweet that shit on purpose just to get for that.
Just to get it, yeah.
It says, I'm going over the history of this in case people don't know, because I don't know. It's over 9,000 at this point. It started in apparently 2006. It's just become a thing now. So I don't even know if people actually realize like where it's kind of started. It apparently started on 4chan. No surprise there. The meme reached its peak in 2007. Let's see what it says. It was original scene was uploaded to YouTube and had 15 million views. It got plenty of parodies, all these other things, etc., etc. It's now just it's like the most popular thing. And it says in most versions, the scene is dubbed. In other languages, Vegeta actually says it's over 8,000.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Never knew that either.
However, in the remastered uncut Funimation English dub, Vegeta still says over 9,000, now performed by Chris Sabat. It was made due to the inconsistencies with the dubbing process. The production team claimed that 9,000 fit the mouth flaps better of the animation.
It really
does. I'm thinking it probably does.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, I like that one better. 8,000 just don't. It don't have the same.
Nah, it don't hit the same.
It don't hit the same. Yeah, it hits different.
The way he pronounced that 9,000, I've never heard anybody pronounce 9,000 like that. 9,000. Like, oh shit, is that bad? That's bad. I'm guessing it's bad.
Right.
Damn.
I'm guessing.
Man
Imagine
crushes
being,
the scouter. He's like, yo, this is not even useful.
Imagine being Nappa in that instance. Like if Vegeta shit like that and he broke a damn $100 million scouter. Like imagine
$100 million.
Imagine you fighting Goku like, oh shit. He's like, that can't be right. And then you got Goku smart ass. Oh, I think it's right. like what?
Listen.
You?
I feel like there's every time someone reads something from a scouter, half the time is like that can't be right. I'm like, yo, how much we investing in these things? You can't even believe it.
I'm not sold to my scouter blows up. They're like, okay, he's very strong.
Right.
Really straight, just blew up. Like, oh shit.
Oh shit! Oh my god, blows up like CeeLo's cell phone. My god.
Right. Exactly like that. Like I don't think they ever came with a factory warranty, but they should definitely put that in the contract. Like, it may blow up, reaching power levels over 50,000. It'll blow up.
Looking scouters obsolete, man. They're obsolete.
They are obsolete.
The entire thing. I mean, they bring it back in the movies a little bit. They're like, yo, here's a scouter. You get a scouter. You get a scouter.
Yeah, right. They show it has like a thing for Frieza. Frieza's like, give
if you're gonna be the Frieza Force,
give him a million more.
It's the Rockefeller chain. If you're gonna be in the Frieza Force, you can't wear a scouter.
It is a Rockefeller chain for Frieza.
It's gang shit, man. You gotta rock the sky.
So I know where you at all times. Let's see. So this fight, I mean, Goku versus Nappa is pretty one-sided. A couple blows, it's not even a thing. It reaches to the point where Vegeta's like, Nappa, he's like trying to call him back like a Pokemon. He's like, Nappa, you need to get back here now.
No, he said Vegeta's like, don't look at me like that.
I will slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, no,
that's there, and I will slap you to the ground.
Nappa talks his shit. He's like, you're lucky, Vegeta, doesn't want me to finish you off. He's way stronger than me. He's faster than me, blah, blah, blah. Goku's like, all right, nigga, whatever, man.
Yeah,
I was reading up on Nappa because there's a million other things. I mean, Nappa is one of those characters I've never actually Googled or Dragon Ball Wiki'd or anything like that, but I wanted to kind of try to find the context of this guy. So I read a couple of Akira Toriyama interviews. He said that usually when he would introduce, so essentially Nappa's entire purpose was to give context to Vegeta, and with doing it without like narration or like trying to explain Vegeta overly. You kind of get whatever Vegeta is from the exposition and the dialogue between him and Nappa. Mm-hmm. So he says that he did that actually a lot. He did it with Bulma and Goku, so he wouldn't have to explain Goku so much. So like you kind of understand that Goku's like this hick, like not knowing kid, but you get this, this all-knowing person like Bulma, and you kind of get it in terms of reference to that. He said he did it with, I think, Whis and Beerus as well. So you kind of understand how, just how Beerus is, and just like, it's kind of like the dichotomy, the similarity, the differences actually between Whis and Beerus, but you kind of get to understand that through the dialogue of those both. And this is the kind of same that he did with Nappa and Vegeta. And I was like, oh shit, I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he didn't want to boggle it down with narration of Vegeta trying to tell himself, or like the narrator trying to tell us about Vegeta, but instead you get everything you need to know about Vegeta and Nappa, quite honestly, from the relationship between both of them, because you realize that Vegeta is the fact that he has Nappa so under his thumb like that. You kind of get to see like, damn, he must be really strong. If Nappa's strong, this guy must be really, really strong.
Short guys are always strong in Dragon Ball Z. Like, you notice.
A little bit. If you're not counting Gildo, it's a little bit. I mean, Gildo was. He had his moments. He almost killed people.
Yeah, he did.
He almost sent a tree through somebody.
Yeah, for real.
So. Anyway, Nappa, he's getting called back, but he's not really listening. He's like, you know what? I'm about to kill these kids. Fuck that. And he tries to shoot a beam out his mouth, and then Goku uses the Kaioken for the first time that we see. And the first time I just realized this was actually last night reading this. He paralyzes Nappa, and I didn't actually put two and two together.
That shit is crazy. That's a big thing for Goku. Goku never seemed like the type. So you could tell he was super pissed off at that point in time. Can't just break a man's back. And he knew he did it, right? Because he says he won't be fighting anymore. So it wasn't like oops, I punched this guy, I hit this guy, I kicked this guy hard enough, and I broke his back. He knew what he did. He knew what he was trying to do, which is Some real shit from Goku there, man.
And he caught him on top of that. Like, don't catch me. Just break my damn back. You ain't gotta catch. You gotta break my back, then catch me, then throw me.
It was some Bane Batman shit. It was some Bane Batman shit for sure.
He threw a grown man after he broke his back. Like
a 300-pound man. Yeah.
First of all, also
shot Goku.
Also a 50. I mean, I've read it up. Nappa's apparently like in his 50s.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
At that point in time, and he was taking shit.
Yeah.
Vegeta, man.
He was a kid.
I just lost a lot of respect.
Nappa was a grown.
Man. I just lost a lot of
Nappa was a grown. I mean, I can't look at Nappa the same again. Not that it's bad, but I now look at him as like this really like 50-year-old.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't. After the way Vegeta was treating this nigga,
I thought he was in his 30s.
How old was Vegeta at this point? Early 20s?
No,
Vegeta had to be like 28. He's like
something like that.
Like what, 7 years older than Goku?
Yeah, it's like you see Vegeta as a kid.
Wow.
At various flashbacks through the Frieza saga, you see Vegeta as a kid and he's being followed by actual like grown-up adult Nappa. And the internet tried their best to kind of survive. I mean, Nappa was part of the original King Vegeta's army.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things, so I guess the internet kind of looked it up and kind of say like, yo, Nappa's maybe what we surmise is Nappa's actually in his 50s. And I kind of look at it, I look at his face, I look at kind of like he looks like one of those brolic 50-year-olds from the gym.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
I mean,
see it.
Nappa probably had a lot of respect for Vegeta's father, so he probably he bowed down. To Nappa, we had this conversation last week. To Nappa, Vegeta's probably still the prince, straight up. Yeah. So that's why he.
Well, not no more now that he done clapped him. But he probably like, fuck that guy, man.
He's also like the closest to an actual ape. It's like weird. Like his entire, because when he gets mad, it's like he doesn't actually think of anything. Like he doesn't actually think of strategy or anything. All he knows is smash. I need to smash this person. I need to do this. Like, so it's like I would compare him most like in terms of just the Saiyan, the ape kind of comparison. It's like, yo, he's actually kind of like closer to that than actually you probably all think. But anyway, he's paralyzed through this entire thing, and Vegeta looks at him.
in disgust.
Yes.
Like, oh God, he's just laying there. He can't walk. Because I think Nappa goes, I can't feel my legs, which is I can't feel my legs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Vegeta, the funny thing is, let me help you.
Yeah, that sounded creepy. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna go how you want it to.
Yeah, he's like, let me help you. Hey, man,
what did Nappa say? Oh, thank you.
He said, thanks, Vegeta. Thanks, Vegeta. You're a real guy.
That's a really good voice. That's a really good Nappa voice. Dude.
I can tell you watch Abridged.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I've been watching Abridged since day one. That's my shit. I just watched.
Yeah, me too, man.
I watched the Saiyan Saga religiously.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Oh my God, but he tosses them up like a pair of Nikes. And just like
in the
air. It's some and one shit. Like he like tosses them up, does a little thing, powers himself up, destroys him in the air, and that's the end of Nappa. Like he killed one of his own because he was like, yo, you're useless now. There's nothing that you can contribute to this.
I think that was a very, very important moment for Vegeta. Because we kind of saw him as a dick before that. But we hadn't seen him in action, right? So
we did see him blow up that planet.
Well, I know, but I meant in action versus real skilled, fighter. So like we saw Nappa kind of handle business against Goku's homies, and for Vegeta just toss this guy in the air, blast him, and he's a friend. Well, I mean, I don't know if we want to use the term friend, but that's his man's. All right, they probably were out together.
Was he really though?
Yeah, but they were Vegeta, but I don't think Vegeta was friends with him.
True, I'm just saying they spent some time together, man. And Vegeta was like, man, this guy's useless. He's a useless Saiyan at this point.
He was the only one left. But have you guys ever played like the first Budokai?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how they played this with Vegeta destroying Nappa? They played it as like Vegeta set him out on a Saiyan's death, like honorable death.
Honorable death.
That
is how they.
Look like that in the
That's not what it was,
like,
bro.
Man, he's weak.
It wasn't honorable because Nappa didn't want it.
No, he definitely did. He definitely didn't want that shit.
He didn't.
He did not agree to it.
I feel like in order for it to be an honorable death, it's something Nappa would have to ask for. Like, just kill me. Like, I wouldn't have mind that dialogue though. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't have mind the dialogue of Goku breaking Nappa's back and Nappa being like, "Vegeta, just kill me because I'm useless." But no, they clowned him.
He definitely wanted to live. He called him a dirty dog when he blasted him. I'm like, that guy definitely didn't want to die.
And then Nappa comes back in GT like, oh shit, you about to
Yeah.
and the first person he sees is Vegeta in a weird haircut.
Yeah, like in leather. Like, what the fuck is that? Is that a vest? Is that a vest?
Oh my, that's not Saiyan. What the hell? This ain't. Where's your armor, baby?
Like,
Oh
I
my
got
God.
kids. I got kids. I got wife.
Oh my God, I think of an alternate universe where Nappa lived, and I think he is like a comedic relief kind of character if he does live. Like, I don't think he's as important to the series as Vegeta or Goku, but I do think like whatever he ends up being in a bridge isn't too far from what he ends up being like actually.
He end up a damn agent in a bridge?
Yeah.
A booking agent?
Like, he was just like, Vegeta, we gotta get you, all this stuff. It's over 9,000. However, it's just so funny. Like, I don't think, in an alternate world where he lives, where Vegeta isn't as cold and just like, listen, just chill here with the rest of the dead bodies until I come back.
Yeah.
I'm sure he becomes like, Dr. Brief's assistant or something.
Does he make it? Does he make it as a good guy?
I wish they would have kept him around because I could have seen Nappa as actually turning around some way. Because
I could have seen him.
I think it would have been nice to have an old ass man saying just, who kind of turned.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe pops up every once in a while to go Super Saiyan.
Probably would have died eventually.
Yeah. But down the line. Maybe Frieza killed him or something. Maybe he lost his tail.
He goes to, what if he's like, he's stuck around, Vegeta leaves him on the planet, he was like, yo, whatever, we don't freaking need you. And then like he becomes friends with Krillin and Gohan, kind of, has to go to Namek with them, then meets Vegeta again, and they're like, yo, you're hanging around with these fools now, etc., etc. Like,
right.
Some long, I'm gonna write that.
I would have been okay with it.
That's why I love reading those alternate universe stories, like with the Dragon Ball Super. Like if it was one story where instead of Goku coming to Earth, Vegeta came to Earth, like, and he did all the upbringing like Goku had. It's a very interesting story. I like to see shit like that. It'd be like fan novels, but they were pretty good.
Oh, all right. I gotta read that. Hold on.
Yeah, same with the Young Show one shit.
It's from there on, we move on to the big battle. It's time for the big guns. It's Goku versus Vegeta, the ultimate battle of everything in Dragon Ball Z. It sets the stage for everything that moving forward in Dragon Ball Z. These two cannot be separated by any means. Even when one is dead, one is longing for the other to come back. Even when the other one is dead, right. They're just trying to figure out how everything their lives become so intertwined in this moment. From the fact that they're both Saiyans, even though Goku isn't fully like realizing how deep his Saiyan thing is, and how much of it actually explains like him wanting to fight people and having great battles or anything like that.
He doesn't know why.
His quest to become stronger is a lot due to his Saiyan blood. He doesn't fully realize that yet, but I think Vegeta also puts a lot of that into context and explains a lot.
Gives him some pride.
Yeah, both verbally and contextually. Yeah, also gives him some pride. Yeah, it's both of them rub off on each other.
That. Yeah. It's like Vegeta definitely put that in Goku's heart, 100%.
And it's pretty much, to me. I mean, we already talked about it, but this is kind of what, even if you're a casual viewer, this is kind of what defined everything in this battle. Defined exactly what Dragon Ball is for most people, which if you don't actually watch the series and if you've seen commercials, you're like, oh, it's just screaming and shooting beams at each other, which essentially is what a lot of this battle is.
It's because maybe 23% of that battle.
The big beam battle, first of all, the entire Kaioken sort of thing, we got to talk about the technique Kaioken, because I'm beginning to understand. I actually had to sit down and look. I was like, yo, without this technique, Goku's not stronger than Vegeta by
He's
any
not.
means.
No,
He's
no,
not.
not,
Yeah,
no,
he's
definitely,
not.
definitely not at all.
100%.
Like
The
Vegeta
technique
definitely
changed
wins
everything
this
for him.
fight without transforming. Vegeta definitely wins this.
Yeah, it's a
I
there's
think
no
it was
way
more
that
off
he's
experience too, though. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know how far off Goku was without Kaioken, but like Vegeta just had way more experience.
We got to think
Yeah.
about it. King Kai wanted Goku to use that as a very last resort. So
Yeah,
he had to be some
yeah.
type of strong, like just in case he had to, just in case he didn't have to. He
That's
had to
true.
be some type of strong.
Goku had to know that, to some extent, if he was gonna use it.
Right.
well, first of all, he shouldn't have told him that he could do it 4 times.
Yeah,
Well,
he's like, all right,
he did it on
I'm-
Nappa first, though. Then he demonstrated on Nappa.
Yeah, he did. He was
Yep.
like in what, 1? Just
Because
kind of
Yeah.
Vegeta says, "I've had someone use that on me before. I've dealt with that before," didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Before he's like Kaioken, huh? I've come across the counter for that. That's what he said. Like, damn, what the hell?
Like, bro, where you seen this at before?
You're right. Like, what
Oh
do you?
my-
I just learned this in Otherworld. Like, how the hell you saw this in space? I'm confused.
The entire battle goes back and forth. Goku and Vegeta are pretty well matched. I mean, they're trying to do the very like close combat type of thing to kind of feel each other out. I think Goku, every time he uses the Kaioken, he gets the upper hand. He starts like throwing Vegeta around, and I think that reaches to the point where once again you see like these Saiyans, they can't process that people are stronger or equally as strong to them.
Yeah,
They can't
Right.
process, like, they really don't even want to process pain like that, because for them, especially in Vegeta's stage, I mean, Vegeta is like first of all, the prince of all Saiyans. He believes he's royalty. He believes all of that. And then he's also super strong. He's like, yo, I'm not getting, you know what? If this is going to happen to me, everybody's got to die. So that's when he flies up. He flies up and he's just like, yo, we gun in this whole planet, and it's going to be a wrap after this. And that starts off.
Shout out to
what we
Gallic
see
Gun, man.
Shout out to Gallic Gun, man.
Such a cool move. And I feel like I'm really upset that they decided not to make Gallic Gun Vegeta's Kamehameha wave properly. He just stopped doing it after a while. Like,
yeah, and then they just brought it back as what, super?
Yeah, they did. And it's like
what
man,
the
it's such a cool move. Like, why?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
to me, that's always gonna be his counter to the Kamehameha, like you said. Like that's just what that is.
But he never really gets the opportunity to use it. I mean, his first thing is like, once again, every time he feels threatened, the man just shoots a ton of beams at people and just like, yeah, like
fucking wanna hit, damn it.
This Goku's Kaioken and him becoming extremely buff is like, I feel like he's going to get a hernia just off the strength of doing all, because he looks unnaturally strong.
Dude, it was steam coming from his muscles before he powered up. I'm like, oh shit, that's a lot of heat.
Yeah, it was like his muscles was like, yo, you sure about this? Yo, you
hey,
sure about this?
Are you guys cool with the replacement of Gallic Gun with Final Flash? Because Final Flash is really cool.
It's a great move.
And also, I think Big Bang Attack is kind of dope too. So I mean, I'm not mad at it's just I really like Gallic Gun. I thought it was like perfect for him.
I think those moves should be like moves considered for when you got like a big villain that you got to try to get up out of here, like how he did with Cell and how he did with the androids. Like he had to get them out of here. So I think those were moves for the situation. But Gallic Gun should definitely be the go-to, like Goku with Kamehameha.
Yeah,
I like that Trunks uses it now too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Trunks uses a lot of Vegeta shit now.
Yeah,
he used Final Flash too. Like when did he
the
learn?
only person who trained him was Gohan, and he was like, I'm not using any of this shit because
I'm not using no damn Cinco. Cinco. What the hell? No, I'm not using that.
Oh my god! So Goku's getting an upper hand. I mean, this entire it's episode 31. If you're ever interested in terms of watching this entire beam battle, because it's first of all they decide to go really all out with the animation on this one.
Oh, definitely. Somebody definitely got a seizure.
Yeah, it's just they go in. Goku's muscles is crazy because he looks like he's about to explode. Like that's how big this shit is. And he's shooting red, Vegeta shooting purple. Somehow they all end up blue. Like it's this whole. They're shouting things at one another. It's like, "Yeah, we're freaking da 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 da." And Goku.
That's what made me fall in love with the visual effects of Dragon Ball Z. Like that whole beam battle situation. That's what made me fall in love with like the art style of Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, okay, this is definitely nowhere near Dragon Ball.
A lot of foreshadowing there.
It's everyone, I mean, just the standard of the beam now, everything is exploding, the earth is shaking, all these other stuff. Goku's trying to hold it off. Vegeta's trying to like, Goku's trying to hold it off for the sake of the earth. He's like, I can't let the earth blow up, which is why he decides I'm going Kaioken times 4 and almost blows his fucking arms off.
He did. You see that? Like,
he got like, what the hell are you doing?
He's like, yo, I did not tell you to use times 4. Like,
I clearly didn't have a choice, sir.
This is
it's either that or the earth blows up. So yeah,
that shit was so crazy. It's the craziest thing at this point in the series at all. Just Dragon Ball Z, everything. It's one of the most craziest things you've seen in the series up to that point.
Shout out to that Saiyan armor, bro. That shit, Vegeta armor definitely survived a lot of that fight. Like seriously, it survived a lot during that fight. Though that whole
they
fight.
Cut off the bottom part. Maybe they were just like, yo, let's dub this bottom part. I don't feel like drawing it anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like,
I mean, it was a weird piece.
Yeah, I don't. It was it supposed to be like a cup? It's uses
yeah.
I was about to say, like, it's supposed to guard the penis. That's what we need.
Thigh guards. I don't know.
Yeah, the thigh guards. Like, what the fuck? Like,
thigh guards.
Isn't that shit even comfortable as fuck? Like,
it does not look comfortable at all.
I don't know. Well, maybe that's why Vegeta got rid of this shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It had to be like, it had to mess up your your stamina or something. I don't know.
First of all, Vegeta survives this, which is insane. And we're going to see throughout this entire battle, this becomes less of a one-on-one battle. As you know, as much as it's survival of Earth, all this battle ends up becoming like also a survival for Vegeta.
Yeah.
Right. I like how they turned on him.
Yeah, at some point through this entire thing, it becomes survival for Vegeta because he's beginning to realize like, yo, I can't put any of these guys down, and everyone else is starting to realize like, yo, we can't put him down either. Like, what is going on here? Vegeta does this little dialogue thing. I think he's getting this is the real Vegeta at this point.
It is.
When he starts getting agitated, and he's like, yo, you thought this was it? Like, we can make artificial moons. And Goku's like, moons? What are we talking about?
Like damn sun, like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's like, moons? He still hasn't processed, like, right. That's when he realizes that, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, this whole ape thing. Oh, I was the one who killed my Damn.
I'm telling you, Vegeta, he put a lot of shit in perspective for Goku.
But I'm like, I know Yamcha them had told him back in the past, like, hey man, you turned into a monkey.
They didn't tell him, man. They didn't tell him. Remember, they didn't want him to know.
That's so stupid. Like, bro.
No, I agree. It's like that's definitely something you want to tell your friend. I'm like,
hey,
yo, Meelz.
Should never look at the moon.
Meelz, don't look at the Meelz. Don't look at the moon, bro. You did it last week. It got bad, man.
Yeah. What
like,
happened?
Nah.
You turned to a
we'll cut off his tail,
monkey.
and we'll cut off his tail, and we won't have to explain shit to him.
Yeah.
That's why I don't never get why they don't cut off their tail before they grow 50 fucking feet in the air. Like, dude, you can cut it off now while he's just standing there. Just cut it. They just let him grow into this damn monkey every time.
Every time. Listen, Vegeta, the anime, for him growing into that monkey, it was the great ape, the Uzaru, if you may. First of all, shout out to the suit for holding up. Great suit.
Yeah. Again.
Once again, that's
more
that's
questions,
the greatest
man.
armor ever created.
It is a science that we have not figured out with Nike Tech or anything of this point.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't extend like that.
Oh my god. So he grows into the giant monkey. I think at this point, Gohan and Krillin, who have been sent away, are like, yo, something's happening. Because that guy ain't supposed to be looking like that over there.
Right. Exactly.
So they decide, yo, we're going to go back, even to Krillin's dismay. But the whole battle between Goku and this giant fucking ape is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Just from the escaping and going through all of that other stuff and running and Vegeta getting shot in his eye like twice. And
how do you fight something that small? I kind of feel like, I get the great epic. It's more of a destructive thing, destroy everything in your way. But like, it's got to be pretty inconvenient to try to chase things, 100 times smaller than you.
Yeah,
right.
But he's also very fast.
He is, for whatever reason. It's very fast.
My favorite scene from when he turned to a monkey was when Goku was about to do the spirit bomb. And before he could mold it, Vegeta just blasted the hell out of the mountain. Like, whoa, Goku's dying. And he stomped on him.
He lost the entire spirit bomb in that one moment.
Yeah.
First of all, the first. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think?
No, go ahead with your question.
Do you think he could have ended the fight like if he would have molded that spirit bomb?
Nah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Nah.
I mean, I feel like that great ape shit is like I'd love for the great ape thing to kind of come back to some kind of extent, like just because I find it interesting and there's still a lot of questions about it.
Maybe some Universe 6 shit.
Yeah, I'm just curious about it, because it's still I feel like they wanted it to be bigger than what it ended up being, right? Because it's a part of Saiyans, and they kind of just washed away with the tail thing and moved on.
They just got rid of it. It doesn't make any sense.
Probably
didn't even have his tail anymore.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth through this battle. Yeah, Goku does a spirit bomb. Vegeta blasts the rock right under him. Also, Goku also using the solar flare. I was like, okay, turn up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He blasts the rock right under him. And then he stomps the shit on. Like these screams are unbearable. These screams are terrifying.
Yeah, they are. A big monkey is jumping on your legs. It's like, how does he have that much accuracy? He's a monkey. He should not be jumping on your legs like this accurately.
First of all, and then he grabs him and squeezes all of him, and I think he breaks practically every bone in his body.
Yeah, that scream he let out, dude. It's like, oh shit, okay, this shit.
That
I don't want to see no more.
Yeah, it's the most uncomfortable ass shriek that we've ever heard. Like it's like he's legitimately squeezing him to death, and like Vegeta's like, ha, 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 ha. And he's just like, I got you now. You thought you were going to win this one, but actually I'm going to kill you. So he squeezes him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, once again, every bone in Goku's body is broken at that point. Gohan and Krillin come back. They try to do something. We try to see the Destructo Disc being used properly for the first time.
For the first time,
finally,
properly.
But he doesn't get it off because friggin' this giant ape jumps in the air.
I'm like, all right,
so quick.
These guys are fucked. They're so good. That was the last resort. That was the whole plan. It just went out the window.
The whole plan was, listen, we're going to do this from behind, right? You're going to distract him, Gohan. And you're going to distract him like, yo, give him back my dad, you giant ape. And I'm going to hit him with the Destructo Disc. Man jumps in the air. He cuts through Gohan's rock or whatever. And it's like, damn.
He could have made more because he had just had a Senzu bean. He had just had a Senzu bean. He could have made more.
Krillin don't know what the hell he's doing.
He didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Oh my god. And then we get the infamous Yajirobe moment that pretty much, if he has one thing,
solidifies him. Yeah, it turns him into a legend.
If he has one thing ever in life, it's this moment.
Oh, Vegeta has to have a hate crush on him, like whenever he sees him. He has to, like, I heard that time about my fucking tail. Yeah, you bastard, you fat dick. If you notice throughout the whole Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT series, Vegeta never acknowledges Yajirobe after that one fight. No. He never says anything to him. I mean, for good reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he gets a little bit of his licks in. I think towards the after it, once he like finds Yajirobe on his own, and I think it's at some point where Krillin and Gohan are like either out of commission or just nothing. He finds Yajirobe and legitimately starts punching the shit out of him. For like, can you cut off my tail? Like,
he was
and all this other stuff. Oh my god! But he cuts off his tail and he scurries off. All I can remember is the bridge part, like running. But he cuts off his tail. It's crazy. It's a clean cut too. It's like, you cut off and you could have like fried it or something. Anyway,
as a kid, I definitely was like, oh shit.
yeah, definitely. It was cool. It was a cool moment as a kid for sure.
He cuts off his tail and then Vegeta's like, yo, I hate everything right now.
Dude, he definitely was saying fuck, like, fuck,
over and over again.
His eyes still don't work, like nothing.
I mean, somebody shoot me in both my eyes, I'm definitely crushing him to death. I have to. I mean, it's logical.
That recovery must have been awful.
Right. I had so much pain.
He shoots down. He's like beginning to realize, like, yo, this is old trash. But from here on out, like, I mean, Goku never fights again. He stays in this one prone ass position for the rest of this fight. And for the rest of the fight, now it has to be either up to Gohan, Krillin, and or Yajirobe to manage to defeat this Saiyan. And, you know, we'll... Go ahead.
I'm about to say, shout out to Gohan. I don't think he gets enough shine for that fight because he definitely was going head to head with Vegeta, where he was just scared of his homeboy not even an hour ago. Like, that really was just an hour ago when he fought
the evolution of Gohan we're going to see. But for up to this point, we're going to stop it right here. We're gonna prepare for the, you know, our next episode will be the final episode of this arc, pretty much, because the battle is about to end, but there's still a whole bunch of other things that happen through this.
Shenanigans.
There's still spirit bombs. I mean, Gohan has his various moments. There's another monkey.
Right, that's 2 monkeys in 2 days. That's insane.
Yeah. There's so many things that go on throughout this entire thing, and it's wild, man. But Devin, we got to thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you.
Oh, man, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I would love to do this again.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, we definitely gonna have you again because this has been so much fun. And man, it's I love going over Dragon Ball for these type of moments like this. Like,
oh yeah,
all these things that we never realized or we thought were funny and then never actually considered, and all these other things. But thank you for coming through, man. Where can they follow you on Twitter to further harass you about Dragon Ball stuff?
I have so many anime people harass me about shit. But it's Devin Da Vinci, Devin _ Da Vinci on Twitter. Also, I have the OnlyFans going on, Da Vinci's Demons, and, you know, second half of Random Acts of Podcast. Guys, check that out.
Yeah, check out all of it. Random Acts of Podcast. Make sure to follow them on Twitter as well. Make sure to, and just once again, 5 years. Congratulations, guys.
That's incredible.
Appreciate it, man. We'd be so tired.
I
we know about it. We know about it.
I don't blame you, man. This is a lot of work, but you know, you guys are doing great things. So much props to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will definitely have you back on in the future to talk about future things, just not even maybe in Dragon Ball, but in anime in general.
Yes,
we'll definitely have you back on, man.
Yes, I would love it.
But until then, this has been episode 47 of The Lookout. Make sure you, first of all, you cop the merch, rncradio.bigcartel.com. First of all, you follow the Twitter account, which is RNC Radio Live, for all things Lookout. Follow the Instagram as well at thelookout.db. We're putting up content, so there's stuff going up. So make sure you follow it. There's stuff going up. I'm having fun with a lot of different things. I'm just trying out a lot of different lists and seeing what Instagram can do and what they won't ban me for, and et cetera, et cetera. So having a lot of fun with that. But, you know, this has been episode 47 of The Lookout. We will see you guys next time. Peace.
Yo, peace.